You are waiting for a miracle, but you are literally living inside of one right now. Look at a single drop of water. Just one. To your naked eye, it looks innocent. It looks clear. It looks empty. But that is a lie. That single drop is not empty space. It is a chaotic, bustling, violent metropolis. It is a universe where the laws of physics feel completely different, where water feels as thick as syrup, and where millions of tiny citizens are fighting, building, and dying right under your nose. We walk through life thinking we understand reality. We see trees, we feel sunlight, we pay taxes, but that is just the surface layer. It is the skin of the apple. The real drama, the machinery that actually keeps this planet alive, is happening in a secret kingdom that is too small for you to see. But today, we are going to break the glass. We are going to zoom in and confront the invisible monsters and architects that make your life possible. And I promise you, once you see what is actually happening in that drop of water, you will never look at a pond, a puddle, or even a glass of tap water the same way again. Let's start with the atmosphere of this alien world. When you shrink down to the microscopic level, water isn't the splashing liquid you know. It becomes a thick, gelatinous soup. It is a medium that resists movement. And in this soup, we find our first character. At first glance, it looks like a mistake. A smudge. It has no face. It has no eyes. It has no permanent shape. This is the amoeba. The word comes from the Greek for change, and that is the only law this creature obeys. Watch it move. It is a master of fluid dynamics. It doesn't have legs. It creates them. It pushes its own internal fluids, its cytoplasm, outward to form pseudopodia, or false feet. It literally pours itself into existence, step by step. It is a slow, deliberate, relentless crawl that feels less like biology and more like a horror movie villain. And make no mistake, it is a hunter. The amoeba doesn't bite its prey, it engulfs it. It flows around a victim, usually a helpless bacteria surrounding it on all sides until the trap snaps shut. It creates a stomach on the fly, dissolves the prey, absorbs the energy, and then deletes the stomach as if it never existed. It is brutal simplicity. But here's the twist. This alien shape-shifting technique is happening inside your veins right now. Your white blood cells, the soldiers that keep you from dying of a common cold, hunt exactly like this. You are alive today because billions of tiny amoeba-like warriors are patrolling your body, engulfing enemies just like this monster in the pond. But the microscopic world isn't just a slaughterhouse. It is also an art gallery. Push the magnification deeper, and you will see shapes that look engineered. These are not blobs. They are geometric masterpieces. They look like intricate jewelry boxes carved out of crystal. These are diatoms. A diatom is technically an algae, but that word feels insulting for something this beautiful. These creatures are nature's master glass blowers. They build hard shells around their bodies, made of pure silica glass. They live in glass houses, and these aren't simple boxes. They are etched with patterns, so symmetrical, so precise, that microscope manufacturers used to use them to test the quality of their lenses. If the lens couldn't resolve the details of a diatom, the lens was trash. But this beauty is functional. That glass shell is transparent, a window that lets sunlight flood in to power their photosynthesis. And this is where the scale of their impact becomes terrifyingly huge. These tiny glass jewels are not just pretty to look at. They are the lungs of the planet. Diatoms produce at least 20% of the oxygen on Earth. Take a deep breath. Now let it out. 1 in every 5 breaths you take was manufactured by a microscopic creature living in a glass box. They are the invisible foundation of the food chain, the reason the oceans have fish, and the reason you aren't suffocating right now. Drifting past the glass factories, we encounter something that looks like it belongs in deep space. It is a perfect, rolling green sphere. It spins on its axis like a planet. This is Volvox, and it is not one creature. It is a society. A Volvox sphere is a colony of thousands of individual cells, all holding hands, linked by thin strands of cytoplasm. They are a cooperative empire. Each cell has 2 tiny whips called flagella, and they beat them in perfect unison to roll the colony toward the light. Think about the coordination that requires. There is no brain here. There is no commander shouting orders. Yet, thousands of individuals act as one entity. It is the moment in evolutionary history where life decided that being alone was too hard, and that working together was the only way to survive. Inside the sphere, you can see darker green circles. Those are the babies, daughter colonies, growing safely inside the mothership, waiting for their turn to break out and roll through the universe. It is a generational starship, a self-contained world of perfect order drifting through the chaos. But if Volvox is the beauty of the microcosm, our next guest is the beast, the tank, the immortal. You know him, you love him, you fear him. The tardigrade. Also known as the water bear, this 8-legged, chubby, lumbering creature looks like a bear wearing a hazmat suit. It moves with a clumsy, adorable gait, poking around moss for food. But do not let the cuteness fool you. This is the toughest biological entity on the face of the earth. You cannot kill it. When things get bad, when the water dries up, when the temperature drops, the tardigrade doesn't die. It essentially pauses its existence. It curls into a dry ball called a toon. It replaces the water in its cells with a biological antifreeze. It shuts down its metabolism almost entirely. In this state, it is indestructible. Scientists have frozen them to near absolute zero. They have boiled them at 300 degrees. They have crushed them with pressure deeper than the Mariana Trench. They have blasted them with radiation that would melt a human. And every time, add a drop of water, and the tardigrade wakes up and walks away like nothing happened. We even shot them into the vacuum of space. They survived the void. They are living proof that life is stubborn, that it refuses to be extinguished, and that the rules of death are more like suggestions to the right creature. And finally, as we gaze into the darkest corner of the drop, we don't see a shape. We see a flash, a sudden, ghostly pulse of blue light. This is the dinoflagellate. These creatures have mastered bioluminescence. They create light through a rapid chemical reaction inside their bodies. But they don't do it to be pretty. They do it to scream. The leading theory is that this light is a burglar alarm. When a predator tries to eat the dinoflagellate, it explodes with a flash of light. The goal isn't just to startle the attacker, it is to illuminate the attacker, exposing it to even bigger predators. It is a high-stakes gamble. If you try to kill me, I will light you up so the monster behind you can see you. When billions of them gather in the ocean, this defense mechanism creates the red tides, turning breaking waves into neon blue lightning. It is a chemical scream, a weapon of light used in the pitch-black war of the microscopic world. We started this journey looking at a drop of water and seeing nothing. But now, you know the truth. You know that in that silence, there is a shape-shifting hunter, a glass architect, a rolling society, an immortal tank, and a creature that screams with light. These aren't just scientific curiosities. They are the machinery of life, This is the miracle hidden in plain sight. We are constantly searching for magic in the stars or in the supernatural, while ignoring the fact that we are standing on a planet where dirt turns into glass castles and bears survive in space. The universe is not boring. You just need to look closer. The miracle is right there, waiting for you to notice it.